The miracle of the new earth awakening, which is not a new earth, because it has always been. Therefore, it is the true earth. Everything already exists in the divine light of infinite God. So therefore, you can say, a new earth is coming. But in the light of infinite God, it is the true earth that is awakening. And held within that light of God, consciousness is the true existence of our every soul, our every eternal memory, our true timeline, our true selves, our wonderful and most sacred memories in the light of the divine. Now that this has been revealed, it shall now be revealed that the life we have all lived within the experience of this third dimension is in fact a false timeline, formed within illusion of the mind by everyone. The mind, not the consciousness. Consciousness is the vessel of our journey, in that it is what memories attach to. However, it is only within union consciousness of God that our eternal memories exist, where the divine essence of our true selves flourish. We do not remember our true selves or eternal memories because of humanity existing now in fragmented consciousness, therein duality. Love and hate, good and bad. The mind is the intellect and the operating system of duality. It is the source of ego, the source of being separate from God, and the source of dark energy or shadow worlds. For it is in the mind where duality has built the world we live and has attached false memories of this 3D timeline to the lowered frequency in our heart chakra and consciousness. The lowered frequency of our heart and the consciousness of the collective of humanity has become the veil between this 3D earth and the high 4D, 5D true earth. It is only in duality where illusion exists. The higher the frequency, the more open and clear our consciousness becomes. And less attached, we automatically begin to feel towards the memories held within this temporary life. And as a result, the true earth awakens simultaneously for everyone. What is fear? It is a construct of duality, a construct dependent on time, formed within the mind, that became filled with mixed beliefs, separation consciousness, and concurrently misunderstandings or conflict that arose which formed traumatic and even dark experiences. Therefore, it was within that realm where attachments from our painful memories filled our consciousness. The ego came forth, but in the form of a shadow, separating true consciousness from our awareness, where the illusion of time thus became reality. The question is, why? Why are we here? We came here out of curiosity of something different than the high 4D and 5D which we came from, and as mentioned, subsequently developed a shadow earth of the true earth. There is no mind or ego or separation from God in the high 4D, 5D earth existence. It is only consciousness and true divinity within union of the consciousness of the source, of all that transcends, where we truly know and are the light of God, where our dreams are coming true, always our natural state of infinite life in the true earth and true timeline, the embodiment of divine soul existence, non-separated from the formless and everlasting existence of Source, the truth of God. Upon the descent into the 3D world, the linear construct known as time or illusion also awoke in the heart. Consider the metaphor written in the Bible about Adam and Eve, who were both perfect. They descended into imperfection upon eating the fruit from the tree of good and bad. They descended into duality, the separated consciousness, the mind. It is not a literal story that actually occurred. but rather a story which was developed as a purpose for the history of this false timeline via God consciousness, in order to reveal one of the beautiful gateways between this illusionary earth and the infinite earth of God, the everlasting divine, the wonderful nature, light of true divinity, and the existence of natural law and dreams of everlasting. Eve ate the fruit and gave it to Adam after the serpent deceived her. Conceive the following, please. The serpent was created from the consciousness of the divine as a symbol, to represent a piece of history for humanity to experience an emotion of fear and wisdom towards, in order that the guidance within our souls would search deeper in the miracle of divine timing to behold and unfold the gold of our journey here, which is, there is nothing to fear, and there is no serpent. But most profoundly, there was no true descent. There is no true descent. The wonderful news is that we are all still existing in the true earth, in our higher true selves. Only it is a piece of our consciousness and individuality, which is fragmented from that because of the curiosity to come to this lower dimension. This dimension, where we are now, is within the mind, the ego, and the shadow, rather than being within divine unity of God consciousness and everlasting love. It wasn't punishment or a fall. We knew before coming here that fear does not truly exist. So we came here simply to see what it is like, to explore a lower dimension, to explore a different adventure. And yes, such adventures like the dark side of the moon or the ego death. So here we are, knowing the light and the divine essence of our true selves from where we came from, which would be home, waiting for us at the awakening, the remembering. Much like the end of the story, Where the Wild Things Are, when Sam came home and found that his soup was still hot. There never was an Adam and Eve. There never was a Sam. There was and has been the experience of unconsciousness, which is the world and the timeline we all have experienced within the mind to believe to be real. A shadow world. Yet, even though a shadow world, it is still beautiful, isn't it? That is the light of the divine God of divine consciousness, supporting our journey home, an unconditional love and supportive beacon of remembrance, which exists everywhere, even in unconsciousness, even in shadow worlds. To complete this message, here is the final statement. Within unconsciousness exists subconsciousness, but also, most importantly, to take into your current awareness is the preliminary experience of true consciousness, which is the waking hours from the moment we get out of bed and throughout the day until we fall asleep at night. It is preliminary because true awakened consciousness, within the true earth and non-separated light of God, is the divine reality that is neither subconsciousness, unconsciousness, or preliminary consciousness, but instead God consciousness of eternal life within the soul. It is beyond anything you have ever read, beyond anything you have ever heard, including anything seen or heard in this video. The wonderful news is that you have a physical body in the true earth. A physical body beyond the most beautiful human being to ever live in this world as we know it. Therein, eternal life is the infinite of the infinite within, the infinite that never began, the infinite that never ended. It is the everlasting. It always was, always is, and is always, forever. Just close your eyes and say, remember. You are truly loved and divinely held.